Hey, I'm Adam Jesco, and welcome to our new YouTube channel called Stock Screamer. And I'm actually not going to do a lot of stock screaming. However, I did like the name Stock Screamer, and I had just bought the domain, and so that is what we are going to go with for this YouTube channel. We are going to talk about individual stock buying and selling. In this video, I'm actually going to tell you about sort of my best and worst stock purchases that I have made as a way to sort of inform you on how this channel will work going forward. If you are coming here from our other YouTube channel, proudmoney.com, which focuses more on personal finances, I thank you for coming, and I hope that you will subscribe. We have spun off a little bit from that channel to this one because it didn't necessarily think the individual stock buying and selling fit the nature of the Proud Money channel, which was more about credit cards and personal finances and loyalty programs and all that kind of stuff. Now, if you're completely new and you have no idea what proudmoney.com is, I hope you will subscribe as well. We're going to talk individual stock buying and selling here. Now, sort of what I just said, individual stock buying and selling isn't for everyone, and that's why we kind of wanted to spin off from the other channel, because it did not necessarily want to make that seem like everybody should be doing it. However, some people really do love to buy individual stocks, and if you sort of keep it as a smaller part of your portfolio and you have the ability to lose some of that money, and you can handle the ups and downs of individual stocks, and you're fairly diversified. Otherwise, it can be super fun to buy and sell individual stocks, to research them and to watch their prices and to figure out what you think is the right place to get in and get out and all that sort of thing. So that's what we're going to talk about in this channel. Now, I'm generally a long-term investor and not an overly frequent trader. So normally I'm kind of looking for what I would guess you would call big idea stocks, things that I feel like there's sort of a story in the stock that I understand and that I think the stock is going to perform well over the long term. However, on the other hand, there are times that I will jump in and out of a stock if it is, maybe a stock that I think is a decent stock and it's just been beaten down for reasons that maybe I think don't make a lot of sense and the market has gone a little crazy. And then occasionally I will also invest in smaller stocks too if I think there's some sort of catalyst to send them higher. And so we'll talk, about some of those kind of opportunities in other videos as well. Now, that said, I'm going to tell you about two of my most recent moves to sort of show you the best and worst of what I have done in the past, and will sort of inform what my outlook is going to be on this channel. So first, back after the financial crisis in 2008 and into 2009, I bought some AIG stock. Took a chance on AIG. It had been completely beaten down. It had lost 95% of its value, and it had been, a major player in sort of the whole financial crisis. And so being a pure speculator, I guess at that point, I thought, if I get in here now when this thing is so low, this is a company that used to be huge. If things go right, maybe it can bounce back. I could really make, a ton of money here. However, I did not make a ton of money. I ended up going in and buying this AIG stock and holding it for way longer than I should have, hoping that it was going to suddenly make this big bounce that it never really did. And in the end, it performed, not terribly. I made money from it over a long period of time, but actually worse than I would have if I had just had that money in a, S&P 500 index fund. So it was sort of like I was speculating, not so much because I had a belief in the company, but because it was just so hard to believe that a company that had been flying so high had gone so low. So I was hoping that there was going to be something in that brand or in that name that was going to, sort of serve as a catalyst for it to go back up again. And it never really happened. It performed okay, but it wasn't great. And so I guess the lesson for me there was I didn't really believe in the stock. I was just hoping for a sort of, get rich quick stock here, and I saw that as a potential opportunity, even though I didn't believe in it. Now, the second half of this is my the good side of me in terms of buying stocks was purchasing Amazon with the money that came from me finally selling off that AIG stock after way too many years. So I bought into Amazon at a little under $8.50 back in March of 2017. Now here in December of 2018, Amazon has more than doubled as of this video. It's right around $17.50 or something like that is the stock price I was looking today. The return on Amazon since then is about 108% versus the S&P at about 18%. So, you know, if I put my, put all my chips in on Amazon at that point, I probably wouldn't be making videos for a YouTube channel. I'd be, you know, off somewhere enjoying all the fruits of my labor. But I did put a piece of my portfolio in there, and that has turned out to be a very good thing. And the lesson it taught me, beyond the fact that, you know, I really like Amazon now, is the fact that I believed in that stock and I was doing the investment not based on some sort of speculation of something happening, not because I believed that the stock was good, but you know, I was hoping for a win on the AIG, even though I didn't really believe in it. Where on Amazon, I did believe in it. I understood it, you know, personally, because I, you know, obviously purchased from Amazon, but I also had done a ton of reading about it. I like the fact that, you know, they had such a powerful position in retail, and then the Amazon Web Services on top of that, which helps, you know, really power a ton of other websites around the internet. They just were in such a position of power, and still are, that I believed in the stock, and that is why I purchased it. Now, in another video, I'll actually talk further about Amazon stock and see sort of talk about what I think of it now at a much higher price than when I bought into it. You know, is it still a buy at this price or not? We can talk about that. But that sort of is and will inform this channel in the fact that going forward, who I want to be is someone that is buying stocks based on my belief in a company. So I don't want to buy stocks that are, you know, a company that I don't really think is very good, but maybe I think there's some sort of, you know, catalyst that could make something good happen, but I'm not really buying it for the right reasons. I would rather buy stocks that I believe in, partially because it just feels bad to buy things that you don't really want, hoping for, you know, a little get-rich-quick sale, but also for the fact that, you know, sometimes you are going to get in a place where you buy something and maybe you think you're going to hold it for the short term, and then all of a sudden the stock doesn't do what you want it to, and you may have to hold it for a little bit longer, and you'd rather hold something that you feel good about than something you don't feel good about. So anyway, that is kind of how we're going to do things going forward. I would love to also hear your thoughts about anything you would like to talk about. If there's certain, you know, types of stocks you like to talk about. I know some people are into cryptocurrency, whatever. I'd love to hear what you are interested in the individual stock buying and selling or other things, you know, within the markets as well. So if you have any comments, I'd love to hear them below. Otherwise, I thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.